So we are heading up to the Shenandoah National Park for the 4th of July weekend. Park is open, and Miriam and I are rocking our new jackets. I'll tell you the name of hers when I can remember what it is. And mine is a REV'IT Air, I think it's Air Mesh, Air Glide or something like that. Tried to get them where they were looked compatible. We have retired or tentatively put on the back burner our high vis jackets. These are both mesh summertime jackets. Matter of fact, I can feel the air flowing through it already. And temperature right now is about 78 degrees, a little warm. 78 or 75, let me see. 73, sorry. But I can tell you this mesh jacket feels good. I like it. It took me 3 attempts to get the jacket to fit. My last jacket was a large, so I ordered a large. Way too small. Anyway, shout out to REV'Zilla. And no, they're not paying us or giving us compensation for this. I just like their company. I like the fact that you can go online and watch most of their products being video demoed. They even have multiple comparison videos for different product lines. They'll compare multiple jackets, helmets, pants, gloves, that sort of thing. And then they'll do specific breakdown for each product. I like that. It helps me decide what I want. And the reason we have 2 different brands because they did not make this jacket, at least I can't find it on the website, a jacket for Miriam, the woman's cut. So I had to get her a different brand. And the brand she has doesn't make a men's cut that the styles that match. So. Alrighty, and we're joining US 460. You know, I do have this fetish for the numbered highway system in America. 460 starts in downtown Norfolk, Virginia, and goes all the way to St. Louis. Oh, it feels so good. How's that new jacket feel?
It feels good when we're moving. It's a little bit warmer when we're not.
Yeah, well, it's thicker. All right, bathroom break out of the way. Back on the road. Well, looks like they're getting ready for maybe something. I love small towns on holidays. We've stopped here before and had a meal. I believe once or twice.
So we're going to meet Katie at the Sheets station and then take a ride into the Graves Mill historical area, which is a pretty little spot that has some great sentimental value to us. I'm really excited that we're going to take this side trip because I want to tell you the story about a really special friend. You know,
It's been a few years since we've been up here. probably a good 5 years. But it's a very special place with some very special memories. You know, this area is not only a special place, it's just so beautiful that, and where it's located, I mean, this road connects to a side road that goes back over to 33 near the little community of Wolftown. But once you make the right turn that goes to our destination, it's a dead end, and there's something very special about that. That there's a big community back there, then there's only one road in, one road out. When I say big, it's very spread out. A lot of farmhouses, horses, cattle, sort of like this. And one of the cool things about it, it's tucked in to the Blue Ridge Mountains. The Shenandoah National Park actually is just maybe a quarter of a mile from our destination. At least the boundary is, and there's also a hiking trail that goes up to Big Meadows. I've taken that before, but there's no cell phone coverage out here. Once you make the right turn past Wolftown, there's no cell phone coverage. That's kind of cool. Yes, I could live back here. If you could find anything for sale and it doesn't cost a fortune, so this is very sought after. Because we're so close to DC that this can easily become the bedroom community for DC.
When John and I were dating back in 2008, he asked me if I would like to go away for the weekend. The weather forecasts looked great, and so I said, sure, let's go. He says, well, choose a number between 1 and 8. And I said, oh, 6. He said, okay, that means we're going to travel northwest. So we need to pick a point on the map northwest. Well, my parents had visited James Madison's home in Montpelier, Virginia, and they had recently renovated. They said it was very interesting. So I thought, oh, okay, well, let's head that way. And I went to the website, and there was a link to inns in the area. And one of them just looked like our kind of place. There were photographs of guests sitting around a fire pit, just enjoying the view of the mountains. And I thought, yeah, this looks like where we would enjoy staying. So I called the innkeeper, and I asked if she would have room for us just for the one night. You know, it was kind of a last-minute thing, so it was just a few days away. And she said yes, she did have room. I said, great. So we went out, and, you know, we met her, and we started chatting. And, you know, sometimes when you meet people, you feel like you've known them for a long time. You just have a certain level of comfortableness that is kind of unusual. And that's the way we felt about her. We just really enjoyed talking to her. And then the following morning at breakfast, because it was a bed and breakfast, we asked her to sit with us and sip coffee. And she did, and we had such a delightful conversation together. And she asked, well, where are you staying tonight? Because it was Saturday. And we said, well, we just thought we'd go into Charlottesville and see what we could find. And she explained that she was heading out of town. She was visiting her daughter in California, but that we could stay at her home. She would call the neighbors and let them know we were not breaking and entering. And she would show us how to turn off the hot water heater and that kind of thing. And so we did. We stayed a second night free of charge in her home. And I was so struck by her generosity. It was, you know, just so unusual for someone you've just met to have that level of trust. But that was so much who she was. She was just, you know, the model of hospitality and graciousness, and we loved her. We loved her for it, and we savored every visit that we had with her over the next 7 years.
Graves Mill, here we are. Should we go say hi to Dreama first? So before lunch, we want to stop by and say hi to our friend Dreama Travis. Very special person. 5 years, I can't believe it. Dreama's family elected to bury Dreama in the cemetery at Graves Mill, less than 50 yards from her home that she used as a bed and breakfast. It's comforting to know that in many ways, she's still there.
Oh, there were so many other stories. I guess I just wanted to tell you that we loved her. We absolutely loved her, and it was so sad when cancer took her from us way too early. But I'm so grateful for the 7 years of friendship that we had, and also the happy memories that we created with her in her home. And you know, my wish for my goal, I guess you could say, is that somehow a little part of her that I could show that I'm also have the kind of generosity and hospitality that she lived every day. You know, when she was fighting her own cancer battle, she formed a support group at her church so that she could help others who were beginning their cancer journeys, and that's just the kind of human being she was. And you know, sometimes, you know, we're who we have as family is kind of an accident of birth. You know, we don't have a lot of choice in that matter, but we do have the ability to adopt family during our lives, and Dreama was part of our adopted family, and I'm, you know, I will always remember her that way. So it's no longer an inn. Unfortunately, the home has been purchased by actually people whose ancestors originally built that home. I think over 100 years ago. It was part of it was originally a one-room schoolhouse, you know, pre-Civil War. So it's good that all the work she did to restore it, and then the new owners want to preserve the historical significance. So, but it's very sentimental to return to that spot, although with sadness, because Dreama won't be there.
And we finally make it to Big Meadows Lodge in the Shenandoah National Park. The lodge has only been open for a week because of the COVID-19 infection, but we are happy to be here. We get checked in and settle in for a nice meal and a beverage. I know we're early, but better early than late. Oh, and by the way, we picked a area in the shade, and it's almost chilly. It was upper 80s coming up here, and now we're on top of the mountain. It's 68.
Yeah, the windows are open. We're not going to need air conditioning.
We're going to need blankets tonight to sleep. So it feels really good. That's why we come up here. Don't need air conditioning. So we made it to the pub, or the tap room as they call it, for a drink, and we're sitting outside. This is the back, and this is my old-fashioned, served in a paper cup, but hey, it works. But the view